on the road to recovery in Castle Rock, Colorado. Live from Millville, New Jersey, I'm on the road to recovery. We're on the road to recovery in Morgantown, West Virginia at Mountaineer Field. And live in Scranton, Pennsylvania, I'm on the road to recovery. Here I am on the road to recovery from Berlin, Maryland. Hey, from Caseville, Michigan, I'm on the road to recovery. I'm on the road to recovery at Ann Arbor, University of Michigan. On the road to recovery, I got a chance to spend some time with one of the true advocates in America, someone who's overcome so much in his life to become a true champion in recovery, Christopher Poulos. If you don't know his story, you're just really going to enjoy it. He's so passionate and such an incredible story of redemption and transformation. In the Office of National Drug Control Policy, I got a chance to be down in Texas to spend some time with him. I couldn't wait to share his story with you. This is Christopher Poulos.
My name is Christopher Poulos, and I am a person in long-term recovery. When I was 15 years old, I was prescribed Ritalin to help me focus, and I found that I immediately started to misuse it right away. There was no grace period for me in my active use of substances. I never felt entirely comfortable in my own skin, which I think is pretty normal. But for me, when I discovered alcohol, as soon as the alcohol or drugs hit my system and I felt it, it was just like this. It was like, ah. All the fear vanished. And for several years, that actually worked for me. But eventually that stopped working for me. Eventually I could no longer find relief in the form of substances. When I was 18 years old, I was working as a commercial fisherman off the coast of Maine and going out for trips for several days at a time. It was just my stepdad and I. We were actually steaming home and got a radio call that my grandfather was at the end of his life and he wanted to see me home safely from sea before he let go, before he died. And I was able to be there with him and hold him as he transitioned out of this world. And that was an incredibly powerful spiritual experience. It really was. But I was so sick that immediately after, I did not know how to handle that amount of grief, that amount of pain. He was like a father to me in many ways. And I immediately returned to their home, my grandparents' home. I left the hospital and I found all of his painkillers. When I made amends, which is part of my program of recovery, I told my grandmother about this. And she said, I know, but that's not what really bothered me. And she said, you were so sick and so unpredictable that I wasn't able to grieve for my husband because I was so worried that you were going to die. For people that truly battle addiction, I think we could probably all agree that it's the act of addiction that makes us give away or lose, however you want to phrase it, all the things that we do love and care about. And those are many of the things that I was able to find again once I found recovery. I finally found somebody in recovery and they sat me down and said, hey man, my life used to be like your life. This is what I did to change that, and this is what my life is like now. I thought I was simply a bad person. I thought I was just a loser, a junkie, a scumbag, a dirtbag. I thought I was inherently bad. I had no idea that I had a treatable health condition. And you know, I was a little bit more willing to do the work I needed to do to get and stay well than I was to go back to that lifestyle. And that was enough. That was enough for me to begin the transition. I was at my mom's house. My mom had taken me back into the family home and was allowing me to stay there. And several months into this process, I got a phone call, a private phone call, and I very reluctantly answered. And when I answered, I said, "Hello." And he said, "Hey man, is this Chris Poulos? This is me, man, it's Matt." And I said, "Listen, tell me who this is or I'm hanging up the phone." Now mind you, I'm in recovery now and I'm working, I've got a job, I'm in the process of getting back into school. And the person on the other line, this private caller, said, "This is Special Agent Matt so-and-so from the FBI in Boston. Why don't you take a look outside your window and then come on out." Just like that. And I'm at my family home. My little brother is playing with a friend in the front yard. They had stopped playing at this point. I open the shades and see that my house is surrounded by federal agents. What happened was I had sold drugs before I got sober, and it took a while for the government to catch up to me, but they did. So part of my amends was a multiple-year federal prison sentence during my recovery. To answer the question, did my life get better in recovery, early recovery? No, but I did. My soul began to heal, my mind began to heal. And even during my incarceration, slowly but surely, my life began to improve. Now I have things and relationships that I never dreamed possible. I've been able to attend college, graduate from college with honors, attend law school, graduate from law school with honors, actually serve at the Office of National Drug Control Policy as an intern during law school. Of all places, I used to be a cocaine dealer. I was actually trusted to be at the Office of National Drug Control Policy as an intern with President Obama, which was one of the most phenomenal experiences of my life. I watched him get elected from federal prison. I was an inmate, so I was technically one of his prisoners at one point, and then later got a badge to serve in his administration. I get so many messages on email, Facebook, Messenger, all that, from parents especially, and from people that need help all over the world, and I do my best to try to at least respond with something to each of them. The fact that a mom in England reaches out to me and says her daughter's getting out of prison in 6 months, what do I do so she doesn't get back? That's enough to validate any professional risks, any personal risks, anything else that comes with me being open about being a person in long-term recovery.
Chris, thanks so much. I'm so grateful to be able to share your story and your inspiration and hope with other people, from mothers in England to, people seeking recovery here in the States. I'm so grateful to have shared your story with other people. On the road to recovery from Texas, I'm Michael De Leon. We'll see you on the next episode.